and welcome back. Thank you again for watching TV1. Our number is 855-886-6387 extension 4. And of course, हम welcome करते हैं आपके thoughts, आपके comments, आपके suggestions. अगर आपने हमारे guest से भी बात करनी है, you have to call this number. And of course, you can email us too. Anyway, of course, we're talking about breast cancer awareness, which again is a very serious topic within itself. But I do want to take a few minutes to talk about a topic. And since this is the first time you two are on the show, what I want to talk about today was how important it is to give back to the community. And it doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what you do, why it's important to give back to the community and how you can. So we'll start off with you, both of you. What are your thoughts about that? Kind of put you on the spot.
So I really think that, we are part of a single community.
Right.
We have so many different beautiful cultures,
right.
And we know so many people who across all those cultures have breast cancer among other cancers. And if we cannot support each other, we lose so much.
Of course.
So I think that in my own profession, I always go out to churches, I go to areas that people congregate, I go to places that I'm invited,
right.
whether it's radio or here TV, to make sure that people know that their voice is important and that their situation is very important.
Right, of course. And we'll talk more. Dr. Bachu, what about you? What do you think? Do you think it's important to give back to the community also?
Yeah, it's definitely important to get back to the community, as Dr. Rodney said, helping each other. And we physicians, we are physicians by profession.
Right.
And it gives us a lot of scope trying to help people and trying to take care of them, both personally and medically, and trying to bring them out in their difficult times. And it gives us a lot of satisfaction also doing all that. So,
right, of course.
So,
and especially living here in Houston, there's so much diversity here. There are so many things people can do, and it's
Yes.
not really hard. I mean, I know with both of your schedules, even with so much of my schedule, you have to take out time to, give back to the community. And you can do it by little things. You can go to, nonprofit organizations. You can even go to centers where they're always needing help, even in the hospitals.
Yes.
I know a lot of people volunteer over there. And plus, I think it gives you a good feeling also, because of course you're busy with your own schedule.
Yes.
Because you have like 10 things lined up for the day, but then it gives you a good satisfaction. You know what? I did something without someone paying me for something.
Right.
So that's another thought too on that, right?
yeah,
What do you
basically self-satisfaction that we're trying to do something good,
Right.
and helping them out with
Exactly. And I think
whatever we can.
and I think as parents, when kids see this, and I say this, and today I'm saying it in English because you all are here, but kids are like sponges. Constantly they are watching what you're doing. And sometimes you feel like you have a camera on, and whatever you do, and then it'll come back to you. Mom, you said this, or Dad, you said this.
Right.
So if you, as a parent, give time out where they know this is not work related, where you make your kids go. There are a lot of food banks over here where you can do it. I think kids also kind of rub off that too. What do you all think about that?
Yes, I think children are our most precious, important investment.
Right.
And we are, that role model. They do reflect what we do.
Right.
And it's so important is it to show them that path.
Right.
And so that's a blessing.
Right, exactly. And what do you think, Dr. Bachu?
Yeah, I mean, kids are a reflection of their parents.
Yes.
That's what I see and I think, and they definitely learn things what you do. At least they try to do something. Try to do something, whatever they can, and so you should definitely be a role model for them. And
so did you all hear that? They said that kids are a reflection of their parents. So if the parents are bad, no. Let me just stop. Watch people calling and saying, why is she saying that? But it's true. I think with kids, and again, it starts from the parents, and then it kind of goes back to the grandparents. I mean, those kids who are blessed enough to have their grandparents.
Right.
You see your grandparents, and then.
Right.
And then, we're going off topic with this, but then when kids see their grandparents do something, they'll ask the mom that, why did grandma say this? Or why is grandma doing that? And then what do? You kind of like, I don't know what to do. It's like a wishy-washy situation in that case. And now, besides your practice, you all also spend a lot of time giving back to the community. What are some ways people can give back? I mean, besides for some people, it's like they're shopping and they say, hey, do you want to add $10 or whatever? You get those letters in the mail. What are some ways that you think people can help out in the community? And I'll ask both of you that.
So I think that each person has a unique talent, right? They have unique interests, and that you should share that. I mean, your personality and your person is who you are, and certainly you can find within yourself, among your interests, ways that you express that. Whether it's physically going and meeting with people who are involved in the process, or as you say, helping to provide funds. Or even just trying to organize something that would promote funds. These are very important tasks. And the research is very important, the funding of it is important, and just the general interest is very important.
All different aspects, it doesn't matter. And what do you think, Doc? Same thing?
Yeah, I mean, what Dr. Rodney is saying, it's essentially true, and trying to help out each other and trying to uplift the community, trying to take care of each other. I mean, it definitely helps a lot.
It's funny, we're talking about giving back to the community. For example, I also volunteer at my kids' school, and I'm one of those active moms that's like, whatever's going on. And there are parents over there. And I'm talking about a school because that's a scenario I can definitely bring out, and I hope they're not watching. And I see moms over there and dads, and they're like, oh, we're so busy. But I'm like, and I recently, I believe the last PVO meeting we had, I said, well, I'm busy too, but I take time out for this because, if you have a plate, put enough on it. I mean, time to distribute it. You cannot make the excuse that, oh, you know what, we're so busy. It's not like I'm just sitting here free doing nothing. So it kind of makes you in a very awkward position when you hear this, oh, well, you have time. No, we don't have time. We have to make time.
Yes.
That's true.
And I think organizing your time like that would also help, right? I mean, if you were to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the kids feel good and they feel that they are respected, loved, and that the parents are taking care of them. It builds up their confidence,
It
it teaches them some kind of discipline. And
right, I know.
So,
and again, whenever I remember that parent saying that you have time. I'm looking at her. I'm like, really? Is that what you're going to say? And I know you both have very busy schedules, obviously, much busier than mine, but still you take out the time to do that. Now, of course, everybody wants to sit down and just sit at home and take it easy, but keep doing something. And even for our elderlies that are watching, even them, just because they're a certain age, it doesn't mean you just sit at home, because you will get tired, you will get bored. And I'm sure, medically speaking, if you have an active lifestyle, that definitely extends your life, right? Is that true?
Absolutely. I feel that the school is a community. It's a community that you entrust with your children. And so certainly that community you would like to impact, as it is impacting your own family.
Right.
And certainly within that is so many things you can do, and you certainly have to make that time.
Right, of course. And if you're giving back to the community, I'm sure there's a way the community can give back to you, where you can see it. What would be an example of that? How you help out the community, and then the community and in return they do something where you say, you know what, this was worth it. What would be an example of that? What do you guys think? I think about that one.
Basically, I being a physician by profession, my main duty is to take care of the patients, and once they get better, they come back and tell us that we are doing better and we appreciate you. I mean, that's the biggest reward any physician or anyone can get trying to. So I think, to me, that would be the greatest thing that anyone can.
Of course, definitely. Same thing for you, Dr. Rodney, I'm guessing.
So similar, I pick again my own family. I have two daughters, one 5 and one nearly 8.
Okay.
And I find it very satisfying to know that they look at what I do and respect the idea that I help people.
Right.
And they speak on that every day. And they're very happy that Daddy goes out to help people. That really makes me feel great inside,
That's a great
of course.
feeling. Of course. And I think as a parent, that feeling you get, or as whatever you do, that's a wonderful feeling.
Right.
That it's replaceable. Like you cannot
Yes.
pay for that.
Right.
And even today's show that I was planning, you know, obviously breast cancer awareness. I'm thinking, you know, the South Asians, and I'm pretty much gonna say it on TV. I was thinking, you know, people be like, oh, you know, she's talking about breast cancer. Who wants to hear that? But you know what? Talking about this and you
Yes.
know, just discussing this, that one person who can listen to the show or will watch the show. I still say listen because I was on radio, as I discussed.
Right.
But if they go for a mammogram and it's their screen and they can save themselves, you know what? That gives me the greatest feeling that, you know what, it was so worth it.
Yes.
And
That's
there are
true.
many things that our community, at least the South Asian community, isn't ready to talk about, you know, or they don't want to discuss it. It's funny, a couple of days ago we had, my family had gone somewhere, and one of the, it was a very big event, and there was someone who was sitting on our table, a fundraiser we went to. So my husband, my kids, we were all sitting there. So this lady sits up to me, next to me. She says, "Oh, you know, you're Lubna from TV1." I said, "Yes." You know, and I'm just like, you know, kind of like, I don't want to be one of those people who is like, "Oh, you know, I'm this." So I'm just like, "Yes," you know. So it's like, "Good show, this and that." Then she says to me, "Oh, you know what? You should bring people who sing on the show, and you should bring like, you know, things like that." So I looked at her and I said, "I know, but that's not the purpose of my show. I'm not here to promote any." Artists who are doing concerts, that is not my thing. If that was my thing, then I would not have a talk show. Then I would have a show where you can call and request a song and I'll play the song for you. Yeah. It's a bigger picture. And I think as a community, when you get that support, that's the best feeling. So that's something I wanted to share with you. And it was just so funny. And I was discussing with my husband, and he was like cracking up. He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, she," you know, and probably I know she's watching. And it's nothing personal against you. But the thing is, I want to do with some substance in my show, you know, and it's tough at times, and especially when I know people are like, "Oh, you know, this," but as a professional viewpoint, you think it's important to discuss this thing, right?
That's definitely, yeah, you have to do.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yes.
And okay, well, we got to take a break. I was being told to take a break. Let me take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.